Hello, my name is Georgina and this is Charles. We are from the iLiving Group and we are specialists in commercial to residential conversions.
So how do you come about sourcing a commercial building that you want to convert to a residential project? Well, I mentioned the square footage and the size of the building previously, and it's a key point because the way that commercial buildings are normally measured is on an NIA basis, which is a net internal area basis. And that actually doesn't take into account common areas, so stairwells, toilet areas that are in certain commercial buildings. When you're looking at it from a residential point of view, the measurement's on a GIA basis, which is a gross internal area basis. Now, the reason this is important is because when properties are marketed by agents to sell, they can often only give you a net internal area measurement of a building. And when you're running your build costs and what you can fit into a building, we use a GIA basis, the gross internal area measurement, to calculate what we can fit in. So it's important you know what basis of measurement they have used to market the building. Now with Derwent Court, it's a really good example of GIA versus NIA, because when we purchased it, the marketing particulars were drafted with an NIA measurement on there, and immediately we knew that there would be extra space given that the GIA hadn't been quoted. What also happened when we purchased the building, we undertook a quick measurement ourselves and found that the measurements that the agents had produced were actually smaller than the actual building itself anyway, so we had a sort of double bubble. Now, it's important to understand what the NIA, GIA of the building is for what I've mentioned, and the reasons are because you calculate your building costs based on a GIA basis, not an NIA basis. So what's the relevance of that? If you were to calculate your build costs based on the NIA basis, which is a lower square footage, your total build costs could be looking a lot less than they maybe potentially should be. So you've got to be very careful with what that factor is. Now there's simple rules of thumb to work out the difference between NIA and GIA, but again you've got to be careful when using these, and it's best to rely on a full measured survey when you can. But when you're coming to assessing a building to purchase, you can use these sort of parameters quickly just to get a feel for what it might be. So to convert NIA, net internal area, to GIA, use a percentage of between 10 to 20% increase. And that generally will give you a good idea of that increase in size area. But what you've got to be careful of is what type of building is. If it's quite a nice open plan, simple layout building, you might be close to the 10% increase in area. But if it's an older building with lots of sort of up and down stairways, common areas, it might be close to the 20%. So it's just something to be aware of and something to consider when looking at a building like this.
Thank you for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to get in touch and send us a direct message. We look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.